Seoul, South Korea's entertainment world has once again been rocked by shocking news about one of BTS's members, Jungkook. The Golden Magne, known for always appearing energetic and full of vigor, was now captured on camera in unusual conditions in the hospital. What exactly happened? Is it related to his military service? This news immediately made the army around the world shocked and anxious. Photos of Jungkook seen in hospital circulated widely on social media, sparking speculation. Many have wondered, did Jungkook's health condition deteriorate after exposure to toxic substances during his military service? Or is there a more serious reason behind his visit to this hospital? As part of his mandatory South Korean citizenship, Jungkook was officially drafted into the military at the end of last year along with his groupmate Jimin. Over the past few months, he underwent basic military training that was known to be very strenuous and full of challenges. However, no one expected that in the middle of his duties, he was rumored to have been exposed to toxic substances that compromised his health. Reports circulated that Jungkook had been experiencing unusual symptoms over the past few weeks. An anonymous source from military circles stated that he showed signs of extreme fatigue, dizziness, and even had breathing problems. Although there has been no official statement from the agency, speculation about his condition has gone wild on social media. However, even more surprising is the fact that this incident is not the first time it has occurred in the South Korean military environment. Several previous cases have shown suspected exposure to toxic substances in some training facilities. Was Jungkook a victim of military negligence? Has anyone tried to cover up this case so as not to tarnish the image of South Korea's defense institutions? The army was further agitated after photos of Jungkook in the hospital began circulating. In several portraits uploaded by fans who happened to be on location, Jungkook is seen wearing casual clothes and a mask with a tired-looking facial expression. Many have noticed that his body looks thinner than before he was drafted into the army. Is this the effect of exposure to toxins? Or is Jungkook experiencing other health problems that have not been disclosed to the public? Some witnesses also claimed that Jungkook was accompanied by medical staff and people believed to be representatives of the military. His presence in this hospital certainly raises many questions. Is it just a routine checkup? Or is there a more serious problem he is facing? As the news began to spread, South Korean media immediately tried to contact the military and HYB, the agency that houses BTS. However, neither the military nor HYB seem to have chosen to give an official statement. Their silence has further fueled conspiracy theories among fans and netizens. Many suspect that there is something hidden regarding Jungkook's condition. Some even speculate that this incident could be related to the failure of security standards in the military environment. A South Korean military health analyst, who declined to be named, revealed that cases of exposure to toxic substances are indeed not new in military institutions. Exposure to toxic substances can result from a variety of factors, from chemicals used in training to poor environmental conditions. If it is true that Jungkook experienced this, then there needs to be further investigation, he said. However, without an official statement, it is difficult to ascertain whether Jungkook was actually exposed to the poison or if there was any other reason behind his visit to the hospital. As one of the most beloved idols in the world, Jungkook's health is a major concern for ARMY. The hashtag #GetWellSoon Jungkook immediately became trending on various social media platforms, showing how much fans care about his condition. Many fans expressed their concern over Jungkook's apparent lack of fitness. He looks very tired and thin. I hope he's okay, one of the soldiers wrote on Twitter. While others speculated that Jungkook may be experiencing stress from the pressures of his military duties. If Jungkook suffers serious health effects from his mandatory military service, this could be an alarm for the South Korean government to raise security standards for soldiers, including celebrities serving state duty. The big question that now hangs over everyone's mind is, how serious is Jungkook's condition? Will he get special medical care? And more importantly, will this have an impact on his mandatory military service? Many speculations have emerged, but one thing is certain. The world is waiting for certainty about Jungkook's condition. The army hopes that HYB will soon provide an official statement so that there are no more wild speculations that only worsen the situation. Until this news was revealed, there was no further information about Jungkook's examination results at the hospital. However, one thing is clear: Jungkook's health is now the main concern, and all eyes are on him. Did I ask this just a regular check? Or is there something more serious going on? After all, everyone hopes that Jungkook will recover soon and return in better condition. For now, the world can only wait and pray. Since this news came out, various theories have begun to emerge. Some fans believe Jungkook's condition is worse than it looks, given how secretive the military and agencies are. In fact, some suspect that he may experience long-term effects due to exposure to toxic substances. A toxicologist who did not want to be named explained that exposure to toxins in the military environment can come from a variety of sources. Some chemicals used in military exercises have toxic potential if inhaled or enter the body through food or water. If Jungkook is really exposed to harmful substances, then the effects could be quite serious, he said. However, in the absence of official medical reports, it is difficult to ascertain the veracity of these speculations. What worries the army even more is the fact that the South Korean military has a history of health cases that are covered up from the public. Is Jungkook experiencing the same thing? Meanwhile, on social media, various theories began to emerge. Some have suggested that Jungkook may have been poisoned by the consumption of contaminated food or drink during his service. Some also suspect that this could be related to the environment in which he practices that may contain harmful chemicals. The reticence of HYB and the military made the situation even more mysterious. If Jungkook's condition is not serious, why didn't they immediately provide a statement to ease the panic of fans? Most of the army believed that there was something to hide. If this had been just an ordinary medical checkup, HYB should have already given clarifications to stop wild speculation. However, in reality, not a single official statement has been released, which, on the contrary, worries many even more. The South Korean entertainment journalist stated that this kind of silence is not unusual. In cases like this, if there is something serious going on, usually the military and agencies will try to cover it up as much as possible until they find the best way to reveal it to the public, he said. Does this mean Jungkook's condition is really in danger? Or are they just waiting for the right time to announce it? In the midst of uncertainty, another speculation emerged that was no less surprising. Some sources began to circulate that Jungkook might get an early discharge from his military service due to his health condition. If true, it would be a huge blow to fans and raise questions about how serious his health problems are. Early discharge from the military is not an easy thing to do in South Korea. Usually, a soldier can only be discharged early if he has a very serious health condition or injury that does not allow him to continue his duties. However, if it is true that Jungkook was discharged sooner, does this mean that his health is really in critical condition? A military doctor contacted by local media explained that if a person experiences side effects from exposure to toxic substances within a certain period of time, then they can be discharged to undergo further medical treatment. Some toxic substances can cause damage to internal organs, nervous disorders, or even long-term effects that only appear after a few months, he explains. The army certainly hopes that this scenario does not happen and Jungkook can finish his military service healthy. However, the vagueness of the information further makes many people wonder. Since the news broke, armies around the world have not only shown concern, but have also begun to question the transparency of the military and the agency. On Twitter, many fans began to demand HYB to immediately provide clarification. "We just want to know if Jungkook is okay. Why are they silent?" wrote a fan. Several large fan bases also began to raise petitions for HYB and the military to immediately provide an official explanation. "We have a right to know about Jungkook's health. Don't let the army live in fear and uncertainty," wrote one of the largest fanbase accounts. On the other hand, the army also appeared to be angry with the South Korean military system. Why are celebrities constantly treated this way? We've seen many cases where their health has been compromised, and now Jungkook is also affected, wrote a TikTok user whose video has been viewed millions of times. If this situation continues to drag on without any clarity, it is not impossible that the army will be increasingly aggressive in demanding answers. At the moment, all fans can do is wait and continue to monitor the development of news.